Sylvie Aboa-Bradwell is a multi-award-winning educator, a writer, a personal development coach, and a mentor. Sylvie has a Master of Philosophy in Postcolonial Studies from the Complutense University of Madrid and a Diploma in International Development Studies from Birkbeck University of London. She's also a coach with certificates in Science of Wellbeing from Yale University and Management and Leadership Training from the African Women Entrepreneurship Cooperative. Sylvie founded the Policy Center for African Peoples in 2008. And she did this because she wanted to enable African and disadvantaged people of all ethnic origins to improve their lives through education, through leadership development, and through social engagement. Before that, she worked for institutions promoting development, education, and human rights, both in Africa and in Europe for over 10 years. Sylvie is multi-talented and multilingual, English, French, Spanish, as well as several African languages. Without further ado, let me introduce you to Sylvie Aboa-Bradwell. Sylvie, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Frances, for this kind introduction, and also for your politeness and decency in not mentioning the elephant in the Zoom, which is that by the time I asked you to chair this meeting, I had gone absent without leave, AWOL, from you for 7 years, 7 whole years. Most of my focus and energies throughout these years have gone into harnessing the research and findings of a long-standing work. And this project we at PCAP are launching today is one of the babies of this work. Slide, please. I started this work more than 25 years ago when I was reading a collection of the thoughts of the ancient Chinese philosopher Confucius, whom historians have often described as one of the greatest philosophers of all times. And these great thoughts were just proverbs and sayings like, wheresoever you go, go with all your heart, or respect yourself and others will respect you. Slide, please. I thought to myself, hang on, how are these proverbs different from place no mind above your mind, or if you want to go far, go together, and many other proverbs that my grandparents and other elders utter daily in my village. And I am sure every single one of you attendees who have spent a bit of time among African communities can come up with dozens and dozens of proverbs. So why have these proverbs never been elevated to the status of philosophical thoughts? And why should the simple proverbs of Confucius be considered superior to those of our grandmas and grandpas? But as you heard there from Frances, my vocation is not on theoretical philosophical debates, but on practical, educational, and training work to enable African and disadvantaged people from all ethnic backgrounds to improve their lives. So I use the hundreds of African philosophical thoughts I had gathered in my research as inspiration to create a practical training toolkit in 6 easy steps. A personal, professional, and leadership development toolkit that can enable people who benefit from this training to achieve their personal, professional, and leadership goals. So if you there in the audience are an African philosophy student who lacks the confidence and methodology to elevate your village elder sayings to the status of philosophical thoughts, this 60-step toolkit is for you. If you in the audience are an ethnic minority doctor who has seen how the structural inequalities in the NHS have exacerbated the devastation of COVID among UK ethnic minority groups, but you lack the skills and courage to speak up in public and confront your bosses and policy and decision makers, this 6-step toolkit is for you. If you in the audience are from a disadvantaged community in Northern Ireland and are sick and tired of self-interested sectarians exploiting disadvantaged youths, but you don't know where to start to be a catalyst for positive change, this 6-step toolkit is for you. If you in the audience are a young ethnic minority person who truly wants to be a champion for Black lives, but wonder how to go about it, this toolkit is indeed for you. Slide, please. As this toolkit underpins the Lead4Hope project we are launching today, let me explain exactly what the project looks like and how the 6 steps will enhance the leadership skills of the participants and enable them to become agents of hope and positive change for their communities. The project aims to train and support up to 30 existing or aspiring leaders from ethnic minority and disadvantaged backgrounds over 2 years all over the UK. Between now and end of June, we will undertake an outreach campaign to recruit the first cohort of 10 participants. We will train and support these participants in such a way that by the end of their 6-month engagement, they will be able to achieve their leadership and personal development goals. We will train and support these participants between July 2021 and January 2022. We will assess the program and the outcomes from the first cohort at the end of their 6-month participation. The findings of this assessment will guide PCAP when recruiting and training future cohorts. So although the duration of the program is 2 years, we will provide each of the participants with a leadership development package for 6 months only, because frankly, if after 6 months we haven't given you enough tools to thrive as a leader, we probably won't be able to help you. PCAP will use its 6-step leadership and personal development program to deliver 2 one-on-one training sessions and 1 group motivational workshop to the participants every month. Due to COVID-19, these sessions will be delivered remotely with provisions for occasional face-to-face meetings if and when circumstances allowed. Slide, please. The specific steps of our training programs are: step 1, harmonization. Through practical exercises personalized to their own projects and circumstances, harmonization will enable participants to improve their self-knowledge and self-confidence. As participants, you will learn how to identify when something is in harmony with your inner self and do it even if it terrifies you or alienates you from what the majority of people do. So, for instance, when contrary to most people, in every discussion about how Black Lives Matter, I dedicate far more time criticizing Blacks and Africans than white and other non-Black people. It's not at all self-hatred. It's simply that my inner self is not at all in harmony with the fact that we seem to expect other people to respect Black lives and care more about Blacks and Africans than Blacks and Africans themselves. Slide, please. So step 2, once you have identified what you must do because it's in harmony with your inner self, Step 2, which is acceptation, will increase your capacity to confront and overcome any challenge you may face as you seek to do whatever you must. I refuse to name these steps acceptance, as you will see in most coaching and training programs, because for me, acceptance goes with compliance, whereas acceptation goes with action. Once you have honestly identified and accepted that you face a specific challenge, however big or scary, you do not meekly accept it. If you want to succeed as a leader, you take action and provide yourself with the tools necessary to confront and overcome that challenge. And this is where the next step comes in. Slide, please. Step 3, attenuation. Attenuation will help you attenuate, meaning diminish the magnitude of any challenge facing you as a leader by making you develop a positive attitude and by increasing your resourcefulness and creativity. For instance, although it was inspired by African proverbs, or as I hope you will call now, from then onwards, philosophical thoughts that are found all over the African continent. You want to find this 6-step program anywhere else. It's unique, and I had the resourcefulness and creativity to invent it, not because I am a genius or a superwoman, but because I first developed a positive attitude as to what being an African is, while others, to convince you to give them money, will show you images of hungry Black African children and tell you how Africans have no tools, no infrastructure, and therefore need your help. You will never ever find that at PCAP as long as I am associated with it. Because for me, being an African in the 21st century is to have a unique advantage and privilege over others, because unlike others born in societies where most things have already been done, you have a unique opportunity as an African to make history by creating whatever you know or others tell you that Africans do not have. Slide, please. So step 4, absorption. Absorption will increase your focus, motivation, and productivity as a leader, because once you learn the techniques and exercises to absorb and immerse yourself in the task of achieving the goals that are in harmony with your inner self, nothing, absolutely nothing will distract you, because you won't let anything at all distract you. Next slide, please. Step 5, relaxation. While being focused and committed to whatever you do as a leader, you will also need to take care of yourself, avoid burnout, and nurture your well-being through relaxation. I actively make time to relax and unwind every single day, no matter how busy I am. I actively try, because I know that I need to unwind. So thanks to the self-knowledge you acquire at the beginning of this process, you will know exactly what relaxes you, whether it's meditating, dancing, watching TV, cooking, listening to music, walking, practicing, or watching sports, whatever. Next slide, please. So step 6 is differentiation. If you successfully apply all the techniques of the first 5 steps, you will naturally become a leader able to achieve your leadership goals in an outstanding, unique, and different way. Throughout the program, we will never tell you what to focus on, whether it is campaigning for better housing conditions, better access to healthcare services, better educational opportunities, better access to well-paid jobs, or whatever. We will only nurture you to become an outstanding leader in your area of expertise. Slide, please. Needless to say, anyone who needs more information can contact us. We will happily provide you with more details.